the thing I love most about my research, I guess, is I like coming up with a hypothesis and then testing it. And it doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does, and when it does, it's pretty cool. And sometimes you come up with a hypothesis, you test it, and you get an answer which matches a hypothesis, but then when you probe it a little bit further, it turns out your hypothesis was wrong, but you found something cool anyway, and then you can go on and try and figure out why that actually happened. Working with a whole bunch of people who are just as excited and motivated about the research as I am, that's really very a rewarding thing as well. My group's research concerns using catalysts to try and control various aspects of selectivity in chemical reactions. So selectivity, it could be positional selectivity, or it could be enantioselectivity between two mirror image forms of a molecule. And we're particularly interested in using existing catalyst designs, but also trying to invent our own new catalyst designs, which are able to really engineer these very precise control of selectivity. Our group's research concerns the synthesis of molecules, new ways to put together molecules. And because molecules really underlie so many aspects of science, so if you think not just chemistry but also biology is fundamentally about molecules, materials is about molecules as well, albeit just molecules in different forms. And so really the impact of developing new ways to put together molecules, which is what our group does, are extremely broad. The most obvious impact to think about is in, say, the synthesis of pharmaceuticals, because a lot of pharmaceuticals are small molecules, and so for every pharmaceutical that comes out, there have to be, I don't know how many thousands of small molecules made along the way. And so anything that can really accelerate, expedite, make more efficient the synthesis of those molecules, I mean, that's an immediate application. And indeed, we have, in our group, we have a number of collaborations with pharma companies. So we have collaborations with AstraZeneca and GSK, also Syngenta, which do agrochemicals. And in fact, I have a studentship to start in October 2021, which is in collaboration with AstraZeneca. And that involves the student going and staying for 3 months at AstraZeneca's site to do their research, which is something that some students find like a really useful experience. And so if anyone's interested in that, they can email me directly. My group is currently working on a range of different projects. These span projects which concern control of enantioselectivity, which is mirror images of molecules, the kind of left hand and right hand. Also concerning control of positional selectivity within a molecule, so maybe you functionalize a bond here in a molecule, or you might use a different catalyst and functionalize a bond over here. And within that, we're also dealing with different types of reactivity. So we have projects that are looking at using transition metals to get the reactivity we need. We're also looking at projects that use radical reactivity to do that. So really we're kind of working with a broad range of those. We have one particular paper that we published earlier this year where we're using chiral cations to control enantioselectivity in a transition metal catalyzed process, and that's pretty rare to use chiral cations for this. So that's something that we're really excited about, and we're trying to kind of apply that strategy more broadly to reactions that are very challenging to do using existing methods. So that's just one example of a project that we're really trying to explore at the moment. Everyone gets along pretty well, which is something that which is an atmosphere that I'm very happy that we have, and so people are generally very supportive of each other, and not just kind of on a personal level but on a scientific level as well. So there's no kind of people competing against each other or any of that kind of business. So I think we have a really good dynamic where everyone helps each other out, and indeed my students in the past have gone on various trips together. They went on a trip to Edinburgh, they went on a trip to Bulgaria. I leave them to it, I don't kind of intrude on that, but I think that just shows as well that they're pretty happy to spend their free time with each other as well, which I guess is kind of showing that they must get on to some extent. So, you know, this group atmosphere is something that I'm very happy that we have a good one, because that's not always a given.